Then next one, moving fastly towards the refraction of light. Our next bit is refraction of light. Refraction. Refraction. Suppose a plane reflecting surface like water or glass. Suppose this is a glass slab. According to Huygens theory, we know that velocity of light in denser medium or in rarer medium, velocity of light in rarer medium is greater than velocity of light in denser medium. Suppose this is a glass slab. This is the rarer medium. This is a glass slab. There is difference between these two mediums. One is rarer, another is denser. According to theory, velocity of light in rarer medium is greater than velocity of light in denser. Due to difference in mediums through which light is traveling, this light changes or it deviates from its original path. This deviation is called as refraction. This is refraction, and we have to study the refraction of light. For this, again, I am drawing a diagram. Suppose xy is a plane refracting surface. Means what? Plane refracting surface means what? Surface like water through which light passes, partially or fully. This is called as refracting surface, or a surface which is responsible for deviation of light, called as refracting surface. Suppose again P A is an incident ray. Incident on plane refracting surface. Remember this. Refracting surface. Plane refracting surface. On plane refracting surface at point A. What happened? This light enters in this medium, which is denser medium. Denser medium. Light is coming through rarer medium. We are well known about the properties of light, that is, velocity of light in rarer medium and denser medium differs from each other. Suppose C1 is the velocity of light in rarer medium and C2 is the velocity of light in denser medium. Also, I am taking another incident ray. Suppose this is QC. What is QC? QC is the another incident ray. Incident at point C, capital C, on refracting surface X1. It also enters. Draw a normal at point A. Suppose Mn is a normal drawn at point A. reflecting surface xy, then we know the angle between incident ray and normal is called as angle of incidence, and angle between normal and refracted ray called as angle of refraction. Similarly, draw a perpendicular line from point A to incident ray QC at B. Also, draw a plane line incident, or draw a line perpendicular to the ray AR, and suppose this one. Then we know, according to theory, this angle BAC is nothing but angle of incidence. According to theory, if this angle is R, then this angle is also R. That is angle of refraction. Then this point is D, CD. Because we have drawn a perpendicular point to the ray, refracted ray AR, CR is also a refracted ray. PA and QC, they are incident rays. This angle BAC is nothing but angle of incidence, and angle ACD is nothing but angle of refraction. Then look at the diagram. We have two right angle triangles. Then, according to trigonometry, from diagram or from triangle, suppose first of all this triangle BAC, according to this triangle, or look at this triangle BAC is a right angle triangle. From this triangle, sine of angle of incidence is equal to BC upon AC. BC upon AC means the opposite side divided by hypotenuse. AC is hypotenuse. Indicate this as the first equation. Similarly, suppose this triangle ACD, it is also triangle ACD. This triangle is also a right angle triangle. From trigonometry, again sin R is equal to opposite side divided by hypotenuse, that is AD upon AC. Opposite side is AD and hypotenuse is AC. Indicate this as the second equation. Now we are going to divide equation 1 by equation 2. Then what we get? If we divide equation 1 by equation 2, we get, that is sin I upon sin R is equal to, that is BC upon AC divided by AD upon AC. Getting or not? Then what happened? Then sin, next step, that is sin I upon sin R is equal to BC upon AC into AC upon AD. Then AC will get cancelled. Then we have the formula, that is sin I upon sin R is equal to BC upon AD. Then again come towards the diagram, that is BC is equal to C1 into V, that is velocity of incident ray into time. Then this distance is equal to C1t, because C1 is the velocity of light in rarer medium. Similarly, AD is equal to C2. Put these two values in this equation. Refer this equation as the third equation. Put these two values of BC and AD in this equation. We get, yes, what we get then? We get that is equal to sin I upon sin R is equal to C1t upon C2. Then it is a simple thing, that is sin I upon sin R is equal to C1 upon C2. Then what is C1? C1 is the velocity of light in rarer medium, and C2 is velocity of light in denser medium. Then C1 upon C2, according to theory, C1 means the ratio of velocity of light in rarer medium to velocity of light in denser medium is called as refractive index. Denoted by mu. Then what is mu? Mu is nothing but, it is the ratio. Remember this one. For the CET point of view, mu is nothing but ratio of velocity of light in rarer medium divided by velocity of light in denser medium. Therefore, replace C1 upon C2 by mu, and we have new formula, that is mu refractive index is equal to sin I upon sin R. Also we have formula mu is equal to C1 upon C2. Look at this formula, mu is equal to sin I upon sin R means refractive index is nothing but ratio of sine of angle of incidence to sine of angle of refraction. This is called as refractive index of denser medium with respect to rarer medium. Similarly, refractive index is ratio of velocity of light in rarer medium and velocity of light in denser. Students, this formula is called as Snell's law. This is Snell's law. I am going towards the another trick, that is, if in terms of another quantities, these are the refractive index in terms of angle of incidence and angle of refraction. This is refractive index in terms of velocities. Then if C is equal to L. Okay, according to our sound wave, V is equal to N lambda, we know. Velocity is nothing but product of frequency and wavelength. Similarly, velocity of light C is also the product of frequency and wavelength, that is nu into lambda. According to theory, frequencies remain constant in any medium, whether it is rarer or denser. Wavelength changes. This shows that if C1 is equal to nu into lambda 1 and C2 is equal to nu into lambda 2, then this equation becomes nu into lambda 1 divided by nu into lambda 2, that is lambda 1 upon lambda. This means refractive index is nothing but ratio of wavelength of light in rarer medium to the ratio of wavelength of light in denser. Then this refraction of light also have three laws. One is incident ray, normal and refracted ray lie in same plane. Incident ray, second law, incident ray and refracted ray lie on opposite sides of normal, and the ratio of sine of angle of incidence and sine of angle of refraction is nothing but refractive index. So students, we have completed these 4 bits, that is construction of spherical wavefront, plane wavefront, reflection of light and refraction of light with their proper laws. Okay, we are going to introduce the next bit, it is polarization, in next period. Thank you.